Okay, hi everyone, my name is Nathan. I go to the Marin School of Environmental Leadership. And I just want to ask something of you, and that's just to take a second and close your eyes. So can everyone do that for me? Okay, now open your eyes. You just went through something awesome. You just went through change. And some people think that change can be like condensed into a simple equation, but really, it's something bigger than anyone. And some people don't really understand that change comes from individual people. It doesn't come from big corporations. It doesn't come from large government organizations. So after going through Project Green Challenge, I realized that it isn't just us that need to change. It's us and our communities. And if we don't take the time to realize that our part isn't big, then nothing's ever going to happen. My slides are a little bit wonky for some reason. Okay, so this is my team, Project Panda. And we worked throughout the 30 days. Yeah, my friend Ben Pearson's up there. Say hi. We worked throughout these 30 days to not just change ourselves, but change the people around us. And we started this not because we were inspired, but it was for a history project to get extra credit. But we didn't expect to be inspired. And I guess it never really happens that way. So it was a 30-day challenge. There were over 80 challenges and the one goal. And after careful consideration, found out that that goal was environmental consciousness. And I'm not sure if these are going to work correctly, but I'll do my best. So we found that the road to environmental consciousness has three big aspects: education, inspiration, and action. And without each of these steps, nothing's ever going to happen. So Sydney J. Harris, I don't know who she is, but she said, "The purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows." And I thought this quote is really cool because a lot of people get discouraged when people question them or when people don't seem to be aligned with what they think. But it's really because they don't understand. It's not because they don't want to. So when I was doing my research for this, I came to the conclusion that there are 7 different ways that people intake information. I'm not going to go through all of them because I don't know what half of the words mean, but have at it. So basically we found out that in order to make people inspired, they need to know what they're getting inspired about. So with these different ways of appealing to people, you can figure out, you can make them interested in what you're talking about. Okay, so this was supposed to be on one line, but that's okay. So fear. Now, fear is something that's often used in the environment, and when talking about the environment, like, oh, by 2050, half of our cities are going to be underwater. I'm sure that's said somewhere, but people don't want to do something if they're just afraid of it. It kind of makes people not yeah. So a better way of doing it is what Project Green Challenge did, which is solution-based education. Present people with the solutions to problems while you're presenting them with the problems themselves. So you can implement these 7 different learning styles into solution-based education. So Project Green Challenge, for example, in the organic challenge, they don't just say, oh, buy organic food. They present you with many different resources of how to go about learning and being inspired about organic. And so for inspiration starts with education. You have to find a cause, learn about it, and take action. And without any of these steps, you can't move on to the next one. And I think it's really important because people say, oh, be inspired about something, but then there's nothing to be inspired about. So I want you to look at this quote. In order to carry a positive action, we must develop here a positive vision. And if I ever seem to bore you during this presentation, just think about this quote. Because it is really awesome. Yeah. And you can take action in so many different ways. So our path through Project Green Challenge started with the Footprint Challenge, Food Challenge, Eco Hero Challenge, Mobilize Challenge. And throughout each of these, we were educated, we were inspired, and we took action. See, there's some pictures from our journey. Project Green Challenge was a really fun way to talk with our community and not just talking about sports and politics, which there was a lot of. So the future. So throughout Project Green Challenge, we were inspired about certain topics. So the first topic was transportation. So we came up with some goals of what we want to do with transportation. So our first goal was add new bus routes to our school, which would save an estimated 200 carbon tons per year. This is a lot because over 70% of our school takes single-family vehicles. We also want to encourage the use of bicycles because after researching, over half of our student population lived within 1 mile, yet 70% were taking their own cars. And finally, we want to pressure the government to approve vehicle emission standards, not allowing these gas-guzzling vehicles on the roads next to Teslas and Priuses. Next is agriculture. We want to shift our school lunch program to incorporate non-GMO and organic alternatives. Because even though the USDA has set in place very strict standards, our school tends to barely meet those standards and only provide very unhealthy options. We also want to pressure the government to subsidize organic crops, because at the moment they're subsidizing corn, which is then being used to create junk food, which isn't helping anyone. And then we also want to encourage healthy eating in schools, because often people go for the cheapest option and the tastiest option rather than the most healthy option. Finally, energy. Now, energy is really big because at our school, we use a lot of it for using projectors, for using lights. And we want to share the benefits of installing solar panels because a lot of the time there's roof space doing nothing. We also want to educate our community about the advantages of using LED light bulbs because using new technology to create change is the only way that we're going to move forward. And finally, we want to eventually make our school use 100% renewable energy because at least living in Marin County, there are a lot of opportunities to switch, and our school isn't very good at it. And this is just the beginning. There are a lot of ideas that inspired us throughout. And I also just wanted to say that Project Green Challenge, without it, we would not have really known about so many different issues. And I'm going to take this back to my community, and we want to do so much. Thank you.